Welcome back to Capitol Review. I'm Mark Hall. Former Vice President Dick Cheney died Monday, and lawmakers on Capitol Hill gave their praise to the former leader and remembered him as one of the most powerful to hold the office. American flags over Washington flying at half-staff Tuesday in honor of Cheney, who served in Congress as also Defense Secretary and as Vice President during the 2024 presidential race. Cheney campaigned against President Donald Trump and voted for Kamala Harris. Former President George W. Bush released a statement calling Cheney an honorable man, and, quote, history will remember him as among the finest public servants of his generation. Republicans praised his leadership, from his role overseeing the Pentagon during the Gulf War to his influence in the Bush administration after the 9/11 attacks.
He was a lifelong public servant who believed very deeply in our country and brought his considerable knowledge and intelligence to its service.
Great legacy is all I can say for a man that contributed so much and yet did it without seeking the spotlight.
Joining us now is Jeffery Lord, a Republican political strategist, a former White House aide to the Ronald Reagan White House, and Newsmax contributor. Jeffrey, welcome back to Capitol Review.
Good to be here.
We're always glad to have you. Vice President Dick Cheney passed away recently. Your thoughts? You said he is one who certainly paid his dues.
He did. This is somebody who, in the various jobs he held, knew American government intimately from the bottom up, which in turn made him a very powerful guy. It was always interesting to me that nominee George W. Bush appointed Dick Cheney to head a committee to find him a vice presidential nominee, and Bush was so impressed with his work that he picked Cheney himself, who went on to become, I think it's safe to say, the most powerful vice president in American history. So it's quite the story.
We can never forget the September 11th attacks, Jeffrey. Of course, we know that there was no playbook back then on how to respond. The former vice president, many criticized him, but some say that he actually was the architect in how we responded.
Yes, I think that's true. I mean, I have to say, looking back, and even at the time, he was exactly the person. If we're going to undergo that kind of an attack, he was exactly the kind of person you wanted in that situation room on that day, because he knew the government, he knew its military strengths, he'd been Secretary of Defense, he knew the national security apparatus, and he knew the world. That's exactly the kind of person you wanted in that situation room, as I say, on that day.
Former President Bush praised his vice president. You're not surprised by that?
No, no. They had a pretty good relationship, as I understand it. And, I mean, President Bush didn't have Cheney's experience in death. He'd been, you know, of course, governor of Texas and all this, and was the son of a vice president and a president. But he knew enough to know what he didn't know and to surround himself with somebody who did know and could help him, and he certainly, from his perspective, picked the right guy.
The former vice president, critical of President Trump. Is his legacy secure with the Republican Party, and is his legacy secure in American history?
Oh, I think so. I think without doubt. I mean, presidents and vice presidents, for that matter, come and go. And we'll move eventually from the Trump era to the next era, whatever that is, et cetera. But Dick Cheney's legacy is written in stone, pretty much, I would say. And he will be there for future vice presidents. You know, one of the vice presidents in history, I forget which one it was, is supposed to have said that the vice presidency wasn't worth a pitcher of warm spit. Things have changed in this day and age, and I think that Dick Cheney was in part responsible for that change.
Jeffery Lord, thank you so very much for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.